Welcome to the past, kids. 5-Star Friday. We're going to get Bootsy Collins on that ass. So, Royals, Giants, it's official. The funny thing, you brought up a really funny story about how the New York Mets, of all teams, predicted that this may have happened.
Yeah, this is really funny. So they had a throwback game earlier in the season where they were honoring a team from the original Negro League, and they wore jerseys for, no joke, the Royal Giants.
How's that a prediction?
Well, I don't know. They wore it, and it came to pass that the Royals and the Giants are in the World Series.
I think that's just a high
What are
coincidence.
the odds?
I think that's a high coincidence.
High
yeah.
coincidence.
Yeah,
whatever.
Be different if one team had on Royals jerseys and the opposing team had on Giants jerseys. I'd be like, whoa, that's kind of...
Whatever.
Yeah. All right.
Now, I mean, now that it is the Royals, who, a lot of people didn't really anticipate getting them in, Giants, kind of expected. They've been playing great for the past few years. Are you surprised about any of these teams getting in?
I'm surprised about both of them.
Really?
Really?
You thought the Cards would have taken out the Giants?
To be quite honest, I thought the Giants weren't going to get this deep in the playoffs.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Just because things weren't looking good.
No, it was looking grim there for a minute.
Things were not looking good for them, and I thought that the Dodgers were going to catch a wave.
Yeah.
And that's just what I thought was going to happen. It's nothing against the Giants. It was just it was right there. So that was like, wow, the Giants pulled this out. And once it got down to Giants and Cardinals, I was like, okay, I think the Giants can take this one. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But so I was shocked about the Giants. The Royals, shocked would be a lie. This would be more like dumbfounded, baffled, buffooned. Like, what? I did not think it would be the Royals at all.
And not with the path that they had to go through.
I
Going
was
through the Angels, those hot bats, best team, best record
That's
in
who
baseball.
honestly, I had either Angels or A's.
Well, not after the trade deadline.
No, but I'm saying in general, like
exploded.
going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then if we were talking like who do I think later on in the season, it would have been the Angels. That's what I thought. And it didn't happen. And so I'm like, good for the Royals just because I'm an American League fan. So
right.
And it's a good story.
So now, who do you think's going to win? Giants, from on my take, the Giants, again, have been playing very well, won a few in the past few years. There's talk of a dynasty happening.
Not this year.
I honestly think because the Royals are riding so high on this vibe, this heart, this mojo, this intangible that they have going.
Luck.
I think, call it luck, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't,
It's not luck.
I think the Royals are going to win.
It is luck.
I think that they have the Giants' number, and I think that it's going to be a tough task. Don't get me wrong, but I think the Royals are going to step up, and and good for them, good for that town, good for that team, good for that club.
I agree wholeheartedly.
I
think this World Series is the Royals to lose. They have the intangibles on their side, which is not luck. It's heart in that
Andrew
room.
Luck doesn't play baseball.
It's heart in that room. But more than that, their pitching is just playing is out of their mind. I mean, they basically reduced this game to a 6-inning game. Sure. You got to beat them in the first 6 innings, and quite frankly, they've been bringing their reliever in the sixth. Their starters are only getting 5, and the relievers are shutting it down. So it's almost a 5-inning game at this point. Their bats are crazy. They've had 8 home runs so far in the World Series. They've stolen 13 bases.
Yeah.
Did I see any of this coming? Absolutely not. But they are playing out of their mind. Their offense is ridiculous. Their on-base percentage, I was just reading this, and this is astounding to me. Their on-base percentage is .331. Their offense is off the hook. Their defense is fantastic. Their bullpen is just shutting everything down. I don't know that the Giants, if that storm can keep going, if that intangible that's made all of this happen, it's not luck. If it keeps going... I see Royals. I see Royals in 5 or 6.
I call it luck, simply because, like I said before when we were in the podcast, not that these guys don't have heart, not that they don't have skill, but the people that put them together already factored in those things. They already factored in those things. So you put those things together, hoping, praying that what you just put together worked, and then all of a sudden, like, this lady luck starts walking in. It's like blesses you for doing all the right things. And I think that's what's happening with the Royals. Like, She just came in and was like, I like you guys. You guys are a good group of people. I'm going to roll with you guys for a little while. The problem with Lady Luck is sometimes she's a bitch. And then she's like, all right, I'm out. You know what I mean? And then you're like, you're left there with those intangibles and stuff like that. But the reality of, like, we're also mere mortals. And so then sometimes you need a little more to get you over the top, and that's what she is. And I think if she gets out of the car with them, they don't really stack up with the Giants like that. The pitching does, but pitching is like that finicky girlfriend. Sometimes she kisses and smells real good, and then sometimes she's like, oh, I hate this chick.
Oh, yeah.
And it can easily, all they got to do is take a sip of their own Kool-Aid, and this could easily go the other way. That's why I say there's luck involved in this, and I hope that it stays with them because I sound like I don't want the Royals win, and I'm pulling for the Royals. I'm just pulling that the Royals lose the first or the second game so that they could shake it off and then prove to everyone that it was the right combination, the right time, the right day, and all those things fell into play, and they get what they're fighting for. Is this going to make you watch every game?
I think it's going to be good for ratings. I think people want to see it. A Cinderella story, people want to see it continue.
Will you watch every game?
I will be watching what the numbers are on the ratings. I bet it's going to be up.
Will you watch every game?
Yes, I will.
Yeah.
I won't.
But you know what? I usually watch all of the championship series and World Series games.
I don't.
Now, I may record them and sort of whiz through it a little bit.
Okay, all right.
But I do that with everything.
Comes out.
But I do that with everything because there's only so much time.
I don't play that game.
No, there's only so much time in a day.
I don't play that game.
Look,
I only do that to shit I don't like.
If it takes 2.5 hours to watch a game of anything, there's no way at this time of the year with the baseball postseason, the NHL regular season, the NFL regular season, and now the NBA preseason, there's no way you can watch everything you want to watch all the way through.
No, there is.
Unless you only watch one team.
No, there is.
Yeah.
It's called being single with no kids. You have nothing.
No, I know you're saying. I know you're saying.
nothing.
I know
Yeah.
you're saying because, and then you have to have a plethora of TVs because sometimes shit happens at the same time. So I get it. All right. But ain't nobody. Come on, man. Come on. Random. I'm saying Joe Blow, run of the mill sports fans that only get interested in baseball towards the World Series. This isn't a sexy World Series for a lot of people.
It's a Cinderella story.
It's a Cinderella story. I think.
Yeah, but if Law and Order Special Victims Unit is on, Sons of Anarchy is on at the same time or something like that, if you're not a Kansas City Royals fan or a Giants fan, you're not going to watch that shit. You're going to be like, yo, I will check during commercials.
You got to go watch Matlock or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, you know.
Are the fans of these teams geriatric?
Old episodes.
Murder, She Wrote came back on.
Old episodes of Maverick might be on it, so I don't know.
you go.
Maverick. Holy shit.
If the average guy, and I consider myself a Yankees fan / average baseball fan, I'm not going to rush to go see this game. I'm going to check the scores. I'm going to watch the highlights. But if there's something else on in front of that game that I like, I'm going to do that. Or I'm going to let Hut watch something that she likes, and I'm going to sacrifice the TV and bank it for later.
All right. Well, we want to know what you guys think. Who's going to win this game? Do you think that the Royals have luck?
Yes.
As constant things? Do you think they have something a little bit more? Leave us comments.
I'm being misrepresented here, thanks to Ron. I'm not saying it's all luck. I'm just saying luck is part of it. Stop throwing me under the bus.
Anyway, leave us a comment. Hit us up on all of our social media.
If you're lucky you didn't get stabbed, you got a bad life.
See what I got to deal with, man? I'm just telling kids trying to watch Willie Dynamite, pimping movies, and I get stabbed in the back.
Anything
Talking about
goes when it
luck.
comes to hoes.
Anything. Spending more bail money than I'm getting tail money. Chocolate giddy up. This is the past, bitch.
Holy shit.
Y'all never heard that?
That is awesome.
You never heard that?
That's so awesome.